Shout out to Boxing King Media. They did a pretty interesting interview with Billy Nelson, the trainer of Martin Bakole. And this guy is refreshing to listen to because he doesn't bite his tongue. He's a no nonsense guy. In fact, he kind of was pressing the interviewer when the interviewer said something to the effect that all the rumors about Martin Bakole might not be true and they might be lies. And Billy Nelson said, well, why would I lie? And he was like, and anybody says it's not true, they're not telling the truth. So he's no nonsense, man. He just gets right to the point. He says he doesn't rate Daniel Dubois. He said Daniel Dubois is not a real champion. He said, in fact, the Dubois AJ fight should be, a vacant title fight. Daniel shouldn't be champion. He said, what other sport do you see where someone wins a title or a championship outside of the ring or the field or court, And he kept pressing the interviewer to answer him. So this guy's no nonsense. And of course, you like to see a fighter win his belt in the ring. I know a lot of people used to give Lennox Lewis a lot of flack when Riddick Bowe threw his belt in the trash can rather than fight Lewis, and Lewis took it out and held it up, and Riddick Bowe was like, hey, he had to pick his belt out of the garbage. But anybody that knows the sport knew that was a duck move on behalf of Riddick Bowe. Ducking like Daffy, ducking like Donald. We know what it was, man. We know what it was. And they never fought as pros, fought in amateurs. Lewis won in 2 rounds in the Olympics. So, but anyway, that's another topic. But you would like to see a fighter win his belt in the ring, but hey, Dubois and Joshua were fighting for it, and doesn't matter, they're fighting for it. But anyway, back to Billy Nelson. He was just really talking about he has nothing but positive things to say, of course, for his fighter. You don't expect him to come on there and talk crazy, but he was saying something to the effect that Usyk's people, I guess when they were sparring with Bakole, said that Bakole was the future of the division. I believe he said someone else said that as well. And I don't know if Usyk agrees with the stories of them sparring, but, this guy was making it sound like, I got no hidden agenda. I'm just telling it as it is. And he also said that Joe Joyce can't even lace up the gloves of Martin Bakole like it's no competition. And right now, from what I've seen from Joe Joyce, I wouldn't recommend him getting in the ring with a guy like Martin Bakole. At one point I would have said, yeah, that would be an interesting match. But I think Bacole's on his way up, and I just think Joyce is maybe taking too many punches. Bakole is a dangerous, dangerous guy. I can't see too many heavyweights getting on the horn right now and calling Billy Nelson like, hey, I want to fight your dangerous fighter from the Congo. I can't see that really happening. That sounds like some fiction right there. I can't picture that. Especially these smaller heavyweights, although Michael Hunter was a guy that beat Martin Bakole, and I'm sure they want to run that back. I think Martin Bakole was talking about that. I know I think Michael Hunter said it would be easier for him in a rematch. I think he thinks Bacole's too heavy now. But you're not going to see too many smaller guys trying to get that fight, and you're probably not going to see too many big heavyweights trying to get that fight with Bakole. Um, like I said, check out the interview. It's on Boxing King Media here on YouTube. And Billy was talking about the Bacole's next fight he believes is a Zhang, man. That's going to be huge. I did a poll on or not a poll, but I was asking people, I guess it is a poll kind of, about who they think would win that and do they want to see it between Bakole and Zhang. Big Bang and Martin Bakole, man. That's not going the distance. Of course, Billy picks his guy to win against Zhang. I kind of favor Zhang. I think Bakole probably throws more punches. I still think Zhang is a little bit more heavy-handed. Shout out to Kurt. He did a video on Zhang. This is kind of another topic about Zhang picking Dubois to beat AJ, and AJ's chin is kind of suspect, and like Kurt said the same thing I was gonna say, that Zhang, didn't AJ put you down? Anyway, whole other topic. I just started thinking about Zhang because I'm talking about he and Bakole fighting, but that's a fight you don't want to miss. I'm sure Bakole will be on one of these next cards coming up because Prince Turkey took notice. And another thing Kurt said that was funny, a lot of these guys are not going to want to fight Martin Bakole because they're going to say, "Oh man, that's my friend, that's my homie, man." Kurt had me really laughing about that. Everybody wants to be friends with Bakole now. I think even Big Baby Miller said he was friends with Martin Bakole. Everybody's real tight. You can't fight your homie. You can't fight your homie. Newsflash, yes you can. Yes you can fight your homie, and I'm sure you'll be more willing to do it if the money's right. But if the money's ain't right, who's gonna, you know, they're not gonna do it for chump change. Anyway, do you think Martin Bakole is the real deal? I think he's the real deal. His size, um, we'll see if he can take a good punch from another big heavyweight. But like I said, when Bakole told the story about he and AJ sparring behind closed doors, he said, pretty much they held their own. And Bakole talks about beating everybody senseless in sparring, and he didn't say that, at least in the interview I saw. I think before he was talking about that he really beat AJ, but when I saw he was saying, it was kind of like they both held their own. So if Bacole's saying that, then it was a pretty good scrap, and I would pay to see that. But, it's going to be duck season. I have a feeling for Martin Bakole, so he might be fighting a lot of guys that don't appear to belong in the ring with him because no one else wants to sign that contract. Anyway, it's the J. Roos Theory. Make sure to comment, share, subscribe, hit that thumbs up. If you wish to donate to the platform, the Cash App is $JROOS33. 2 O's, not 2 S's, not Ross, it's Roos. And thanks for watching. LSR forever. And be fearless like the hat says. Yeah.